I decided to grab some old books and chop off all of the covers. Now I'm going to be making some pretty cool looking book stacks. Most of the ones I see online are kind of plain and a little boring, but I wanted mine to be Halloween themed, but not like kitschy Halloween themed. So yeah. So I'm just kind of testing to see how I want to actually stack the books. Now it's time to paint, so I get out my DIY chalk paint. It's looking a little sludgy in there. And then paint all of the books with my white chalk paint. And I ended up having to paint like, I don't know, 4 or 5 coats. Now I'm just drying it. Now I'm taking some tissue paper and taping it to some regular printer paper. And making sure it's all flat. And then I'm going to run it through my printer where I've designed these designs, and now I have custom printed tissue paper. So now it's time to put the spines onto the books. So now I'm just cutting the tissue paper off, and I want all of my books to have that like golden line on the left there to line up once I stack them. So I'm just kind of lining it up, and now I'm going to get out my glossy Mod Podge. And paint the spine with it first. Then carefully lay down my tissue paper so the text is straight, and rub it carefully not to rip it, and then go over it with some more glossy Mod Podge. Now this one is too big, so I had to cut it down. But you see there, I'm trying to line up the lines. Anyway, back to more Mod Podge, and then now I gotta make sure they're all lined up correctly. Very nice. So then I just let them dry and then go in with my sandpaper and scuff off all of the excess paper on the edges. And now because I want to put something on top of this one, I'm just taping it off and cleaning up the edges a bit. So this is the design that I did, and I'm going to use that for the top book. And we go in with the Mod Podge. And then it's time to put on the tissue paper. Again, being very careful to get it flat and straight and not tear it. A nice big healthy coat of Mod Podge on the top. Now we gotta let it dry. And back again with some sandpaper to just scuff up all the edges. And then I've decided to paint the edges. So I'm using a mix of pink and red and just kind of dry brushing along all of the page edges. And then once the pink is dry, I'm going to go in with some gold and just kind of gild everything. A little bit on the top, some little bunch on the edges. Oh yeah, but first I sprayed it with satin clear enamel. I thought it was just too glossy. Now we're ready to glue. So next I just grabbed some ribbon. I decided on gold because it matched the gold paint, and cut myself a little strip and hot glued it onto the bottom. And then I decided one wasn't enough, so I did another one going the opposite direction. I think it's looking pretty good so far, but I also think it's missing something. So I busted out this silicone mold that I got at Walmart, and I'm just filling it up with hot glue, and once the hot glue dries, I pop it out and paint it black. Once the black is dry, I go over it dry brush on some gold. And then it's just a matter of hot gluing it right there onto the ribbon. And last but not least, we'll throw on a stamp. It didn't really turn out the way I wanted, but it's fine. So there we go, my Gothic rose skeleton book stack. I thought it came out pretty great. I think I will put it up on our Etsy shop and sell it. So the link will be down in the description below, and I will see you next week. Bye!